Someone dislikes your honesty because they dislike your honesty because they prefer to lie. That's what I heard. Hey beautiful souls, welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. You're always welcome here in this space with me. If you would like to book a reading or donate, you can. Just check the description box below to do so, okay? All right, so there's a lot of people that, and this is like, I feel like this is on a grand scale. Like there's a lot of people that lie. There's a lot of companies that lie. There's a lot of people in your circle that lie. Just for what it can get them. Like, you know, like I'ma just lie, like, so that I can reap the benefit. Regardless of if it doesn't have to be right. It's not about right and wrong. For a lot of people, it's just about what they can receive from it, like the profit, like the gain, whatever that is, like whatever they could receive from it, that's what they want to do. It's no longer about truth. It's not about that. It's like the truth is being concealed on purpose on so many different levels. Like, it's like economically, socially, psychologically. I mean, it's like, but this reading in general is talking about someone that's like, it's either people that you see on a regular basis, people that you might look up to. They're not being like honest about whatever it is that they're selling, whatever it is that they're giving. Like they're not being honest, not being genuine. Let's see what Spirit has for you. Oh, okay. The Four of Swords came out. So I'm picking up like the people that do this, they're starting to feel like really bad about him. Like there was a time before where they really did not care, but I heard in the state of the world right now, they're starting to realize that they were wrong. They're starting to realize why they were wrong. Many times people justify why they do things that they shouldn't to make themselves feel like it's okay. But a lot of these people that have been lying to you, they're starting to feel bad about it. A lot of people that led you astray. You have people around you or people that used to be around you that led you astray. You were sent to a direction you really weren't supposed to be in. They did it purposely to throw you off, okay? So this is what this reading is about. Like, people in your energy who have, like, lied to you. It's also like a warning to be careful of people who mislead you. I heard some may mislead you for clout. Some mislead for attention. I heard for views, for likes. It's not about the message anymore. It's about how many likes can I get. It's about how many people will just be on my side. That's the type of energy it is. Like, I'll tell you whatever you want to hear if you just follow me. I don't know. I'll tell you whatever you want to hear. I just heard. I'll give you exactly what you want, even though I know it's not good for you. I'll give you what you want, even though I know it's not good for you. It's actually toxic, but they make it seem like it's the best stuff on earth, like Snapple. At least that's what Snapple said. Okay, let me see. Spirit, what do you want to talk about with this situation here? Give them clarity and help them to make the best decisions for themselves. Help the truth to be revealed. I feel like many of you, like it's been difficult for you to see, or maybe you're starting to see now. Like the people who were not being honest with you, like, you know, because sometimes, you know, it is difficult for you to see. You can't really see it in the beginning. You see it like later on. Sometimes you see it. Sometimes people even see it and ignore it because they don't want to believe it. Especially when the person doing it to you, you like have a certain level of respect for them. You care about them in some way. You know, you don't want to, some might feel like they don't want to break a relationship. The Queen of Swords in reverse came out first. Give me another one, Spirit. Somebody could have like this unnecessary attitude with you right now and you're not understanding why. Like where it's coming from. Like what is this really about? I just heard. It's like somebody wants to... What is it that they're trying to do? Wait a minute. Oh, I heard take up your time so that you don't end up with who you're really supposed to end up with. And it feels like that could be multiple dynamics. It could be like relationships. It could be friends. But it's like this person's like wanting you to be distracted, wanting you to be taken off of your path, taken away from your goal. They're trying their best for you not to be able to, I heard conjoin, not be able to connect with people that you can actually build with, people that are good for you, like healthy people. It's like this person wants you to think subconsciously that it's right for you to be around people that don't treat you right. Like, it doesn't just have, it's just like people in general. It's like, not just romantic, but it could be that as well. But I just feel like this person wants you to, it's giving a vibe of a toxic person. It could be a romantic relationship, or it could be like a friend. In some cases, a family member. But they want you to be around toxicity. Like, they want you to be around what they're around, okay? And I don't really think they even like it. I think this person is also feeling, they're worried about your income as well. But they're also feeling uncomfortable. I wanted to say discomfort. They're also feeling discomfort in their environment. So they don't want to be left alone in it. I heard, I want you to stay. Stay in misery with me. I know misery loves company. Just hearing that and saying that out loud, it didn't feel right. I don't like that. Nobody wants to be miserable on purpose. Like, stay with me. Like, what? No. What are you talking about? I'm not staying with you. You see? You gotta tell the people no. Tell the people no. I said no. I'm not staying with you. Now don't ask me again. No suggestions either. Okay, let me see. I feel like you know exactly who these people are, or this person. It's like they trying to hurry up and catch a hold of you so you don't like end up actually leaving them. I don't know, somebody feels like you're leaving them behind, and they feel like you're gonna end up like on this path that you're on. They feel like you're gonna end up with like some amazing people, and I feel like you are gonna end up with, that's like, see, sometimes, right, the enemy will work through the people that are closest to you, and the people that are closest to you don't even know that they're being used and hijacked. Ooh, speaking about hijacked, I'm gonna share something with you guys. It's a vision that Spirit gave me when I was falling asleep. It's to the point now I'm on like autopilot when it comes to meditation, and I will just be, I don't know, doing whatever, and Spirit just sends me images in my head like a snapshot, and it flashes like a movie sometime, where it's just like I have to keep up with it. So I draw it, everything that I can remember, which I remember most of it. If I'm really in a deep sleep, there's only certain flashes that I remember. I know there's certain ones that I forget, but sometimes they come back to me, and I just take that as I take that as they'll come back to me when they're supposed to. But I do want to share something with you about people being hijacked. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. Now, let me tell y'all right now, okay? When I saw this vision, I was a little creeped out. I'm not gonna lie. It was creepy, but I knew that Spirit wanted me to see it. A lot of times, like, not a lot of times, but sometimes Spirit wants me to see things that it's like they know I can handle it, right? But it's discomforting to see, because they're telling me what's happening to people. The reason why you see these random violent acts when you turn on the news and you're just seeing things that you like, how could a human do this? They've been hijacked. And I truly, from what Spirit is telling me, they're no longer able to control themselves. It's like they become like a car or a vehicle and someone else is driving. Like they're empty. So being that they're empty, they're able to be taken over, okay? And that's why it's important for you to protect yourself with the protection of being like a genuine, loyal person, like doing things to the best of your ability. Like Spirit knows that you're not going to quickly stop all the things that you want to work on about yourself. Spirit knows that. It takes time. It's not like a 1, 2, 3 thing. It takes time, you know, but where's this thing at? Hold on, I have too many drawings in here. I can't even find the one I'm looking for. I need another book, y'all. I tore this book up. I don't have no room. I have like 5 pages left or something. Wait a minute, I'm trying to get to the page, if I can find it here, y'all. I'm gonna find it in a minute. Give me a second. But when this vision came to me, I was actually sleeping, okay? Well, I was falling asleep. Like I was still like awake, like in between worlds type REM, almost that REM state of sleeping. And then that's when they showed me like a bunch of different faces, and the faces looked like they were like how can I, it was like shadowy in a way, because it's like the background was black, but the image of the face was like in like a gold, but it looked like the face was forming in like golden, I don't know, particles. If I could. Oh, here it goes. Wow, as soon as I stopped talking, I'm on the page. But it was like golden particles, like gold, like my little lucky frog here, like gold, like him. Okay, it was like that, but particles, and the faces were changing, and then the scary popped out, and I'm about to show you the scary part that looks scary. I mean, I know what it is, but it just looks very creepy. And a lot of people with those eyes that they don't have any life in them, people with that blank stare, and they do things that are violent. Like, this is the imagery that they showed me. You see? And the face kept changing, and then this face would turn into a skull, like, you know, this face would start to slowly get sucked in, like somebody's like life force was being taken away from them, and then they were transforming, and then the image here, this lower energy force is taking over those people that you keep on seeing doing these violent acts with no like remorse. It's no longer a person that's controlling their vessel. It is this. And it's controlling them to the point where it's like, you see how these strings are here? Spirit literally showed me, like, first it was the person and people were flipping and changing, and then the person's face would get sunken in and they would look like lifeless, but they were still awake, like almost like zombified, so that they could be used. And then the smoke came out, and then this skull like popped out to show me that they're inside. Like, Spirit was showing me that this is what is inside. And of course we all have a skull, right? Of course we all have this. You see? And do you see the eyes? They're just stuck. Like there's no life. And I drew this a while ago, like months ago, but I didn't even finish it because I didn't color it. But this is what has been happening. So when you see the news and you see people doing horrible things to children and other people and themselves, and like these things that you like a human can do that, like a human can't do that. Like, this is just like not, you can't be a human. You can't. And that's what's going on with many people. So you have people in your energy that are going through that. And it's because they're choosing not to learn, not to, it's a new day. Like, things are different now. It's not like it used to be. Even though the evil has always lurked, yes, even before we've gotten here. But right now is a pivotal time. It's a pivotal time, and it's time for people to wake up and open their eyes for real. Like, in all honesty, because it's about you being able to save yourself. And people around you, you may know or feel like something is controlling them, like it's not really them. Maybe like some of these people are like just not who they used to be or who you know them to be, because over time their vessel has been being hijacked and now it's finally taken over. Like, you know, because you'll see people that are close to you or people that you've been dealing with for a long time, like, transform on you, and then you see them for who they truly are, like, you know. And that's because they don't have any control, and a lot of them don't know how to gain control because they've been hijacked. Their vessel has been hijacked by lower energies, and that lower energy is that skull head I showed you. Yes, we have a skull, but that skull that was coming out of those faces in my vision, that's not their skull. That's like a skull of something from the other side. Okay, that is not them. When you look at the news and you see those people that are hurting people, and then they just have that stare, and there's no life in their eyes. Like they don't have any like real expression. It's like this blank expression. And then, okay, so that little circle, I put that there because I felt like that was a good depiction of what Spirit was trying to explain to me, but that circle wasn't there. Like the circle, like and it's also reminded me of that Elon Musk little apparatus. What's that thing called? That thing that it basically, that's a hijack of the brain too, right there. Like that's what that thing there is supposed to be. I have so many things to say about this, but I'm gonna just try to keep it simple. But I can't remember what that thing is called, but that little circle that they're implanting in people's brains, and they're using it a lot on people that don't have the ability to walk. So it's supposed to send signals to your brain, or to people's brains that need to like rehabilitation. They can't walk. So it will do what the synapses are supposed to do in your mind. It will allow your brain to send signals to your body to move. But that's a lot of control over a person. When you think about it, that is a lot. That's complete control over a person. Absolutely complete control. Like, that's like the same situation that Spirit showed me in that image that I drew. It's like being hijacked. They are no longer in control of their own vessel. It's like possession, if I could say the least. I mean, that's what I'm picking up. So just know that a lot of people that some people you're close to, some people you don't even know, and some of those angry people on the highway where they just be mad and like hurting people through road rage and stuff like that, they can't even control their emotions. They have absolutely no control over themselves. No control. They don't have none. No matter how you look at it, yeah, people get mad. That's natural, yeah. But you shouldn't be getting that mad where you trying to end people. You know, because some people are not right, and some people do things on purpose to make people mad when you're driving and stuff. But when you drive, and this is another message for drivers, when you're driving, be safe. And when people do dumb stuff, just know that they're not all the way there, man. Don't like, because I keep on seeing the same story over and over again with different people, and people are like, things are ending for people indefinitely over nonsense, and it's just a shame. So yeah, I just wanted to plug that in to let you know that these people are being hijacked. Okay, it's not necessarily them. They're being used because they don't really know any better. They don't know. They don't realize what's happening in the world. They don't realize what's happening to them. And it's really sad. Like, it's really sad. It's really sad, but let me see. What else is here? Yeah, it's like these, like, there's going to be people that fight to have you around. And deep down inside, or maybe even on the surface, for a lot of these people, they're used to you being a certain way, okay? They're not used to the difference in you. They're used to you being a certain way. I love the smell of Palo Santo. It smells like ceremony. It smells like celebration. It smells like happiness. It smells like peace to me. I mean, that's just a few of the things that cross my mind when I smell the aroma of Palo Santo. Okay. Yeah, let me see what else comes out here. What else do you want them to know, Spirit? The orphan. I just heard many people are being snaked by their past. And I didn't read like the, and then I'm seeing this, I can't even get the word out. The sustainer here at the bottom of the deck. So I'm gonna keep both to divinate. Okay. Don't mind me, I don't know why I wanted to say it like that. Snaked by their past. Like, people have went through that karmic, like that retribution, like it could have been they were paying karmic debt from their past life, and it was difficult in the beginning, like the childhood. It was hard for them. Instead of healing from it, they've allowed it to control them, take over. They didn't take the proper steps to at least try to get better, like, you know. I just saw an invisible rope wrapped around a person. But when I know it's invisible because I know that they could break from it, but it was really a rope. It wasn't like, when I saw it in my mind, it's not invisible. It's given like a lasso. You know, in those like old Western movies when they have the lasso and they're like doing like this and then they just snatch somebody up with it. And then they just fall on the ground and they're stuck. And usually somehow it catches, like, or even like in a cartoon, the lasso will catch them like around the arm area here. And then like cause them to trip them up and like fall. And I feel like this is what a lot of people are suffering from. Like feeling like a target for their full life. I meant to say for their whole life, but full life, same thing. You see how everything around is darkness, and then the hand, and then the flower. It's like, to these people, you are color. Like you are color in the darkness. You are a light in the darkness. So it's like they gravitate to you. Like, just imagine being in a dark room, you see a bright light coming from a certain area, you're going to be attracted to it. Or just like it's giving those little like gnats in the summertime. Like if you're like outside and the light is on, if you don't have like some type of bug repellent going, then you'll see the bugs like all up in the light. It's giving that energy, like they're attracted to your light. I heard a lot of people are actually crying out for help, but they don't really know how to. And that sounds crazy, but that's what I just heard. That's what I'm seeing here. They don't really know how to because they're so used to the fight. They're so used to like the energy of confusion, the energy of conflict. So in every way that they communicate, it's always something that has to deal with conflict most of the time, because they've forgotten how to even communicate without the means of conflict. Okay. Deep down, they feel ostracized, outcast, banished. Okay, let me see. Access this archetype through creative acts like drawing, painting, or writing. Keep it simple. Ask the orphan what it wants to draw, make, or say. Ask the orphan what it wants to draw, make, or say. I'll do that later because now it's making me want to see what comes out. Deep solace, deep acceptance, deep love. Did you guys ever see those movies where someone is like controlled by some type of lower negative energy, and they're like fighting to come out? So it's like they like are like foaming at the mouth, they look crazy in the face, but then every now and again the true self is trying to come out, like, help me, and then they go back to like scary. That's what a lot of these people are going through, like in real time, right in front of you. But you might not even see or know or look at it like that. But that drawing that I showed you, a lot of people are in that state right now, and they don't know how to get out of it. Like, they're stuck, and they don't have to be stuck, but they are. And it's even harder for so many people to get out of that state because of their environment. Like, they're around a bunch of people that are just vessels being hijacked, so they don't know any other way, because they don't really see another way, and because even if they did see it, they would probably reject it at this point, or make an excuse not to look at it, like not to see. All right, so that little brain chip that I was talking about that Elon Musk has created is called a Neuralink. I couldn't remember the name, but I just decided to look it up real quick so I can tell you what it's called. But look it up and actually see how powerful and how much control that thing has over the human body. You know, if it can be used to, you know, create success stories for people who are disabled and can't walk anymore and can't function, can't use the function of their bodies. However, if they decide to use that for evil, it don't look good, okay? I'll tell you that right now. It don't. It does not look good. And it's not the world that's evil, it's the people in it. And not saying everybody is, but I'm just saying, okay? Did I read this? I don't think I read this. Tenderness beyond tenderness is required. Imagine holding yourself in your hands. To recognize that each one of us fears rejection and isolation is to take one step toward the orphan. More kindness always. You know, a lot of you might not like what I'm about to say, right? But it's about acting in love. Some of you might understand, some of you might be like, no. But it's like this situation where if you're not hijacked, right? If you're not somebody who's hijacked and your vessel is not being controlled by some lower energy, Spirit wants you to be the bigger person here to help break the cycle, because it's up to people like you to do it. Like, we the ones here on walking this earth right now, and Spirit speaks through us so that we can say what needs to be said to the people, right? And act how you need to act in order to change things. Okay, so it's like I'm not telling you that you accept people for who they are. That's one thing. Okay, that's one part of it. The other part of it is understand that people are all on their own journey, and everybody's not where you are spiritually or even psychologically. Like, they're not where you are, especially if you know that love is the most important aspect of our whole life. And a lot of us are not raised with love, and that's another reason why the world is in the state that it's in. There's too much love that's lacking in the lives of so many, right? And that's what it is. That's what it's about. That's That's the main issue. That's where it starts. It starts from the beginning. Yeah, so Spirit is basically saying to take heed to the fact that some people are so broken that they will try to attack you because they don't know any better. They don't realize that that's not what they're supposed to be doing. They don't even know. They don't know. Like, literally. So it's like, I want to say have grace on them, but I'm not saying be all happy-go-lucky with them and chill with them and go parlay. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying see. Just see and know and then go. See, know, and go. But that don't, it's like Spirit doesn't want you to stoop down if you don't need to, because I'm not saying don't check them. I'm not saying don't check people, because sometimes people need to get checked. But what I'm saying is, when you realize a person is so weak that they don't even know what they're doing, what is the point of even like going crazy and like, no, getting angry and like trying to fight them and trying to like, it's just no point. That's all I'm saying. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Maybe I'm not explaining it all the way, but I'm just like, I don't even want to be on that for too long, but it's pointless. All right, it's pointless is my point. I just heard. Okay, the wounded child, the abandoned, the beggar. I just heard a lot of these people are begging for attention and help, but it comes out as hate and envy because they don't know how else to communicate. They're so used to being so toxic that that's the only language they speak is toxic. To study the orphan is to study the deep and challenging energy of our time. We are ever more connected, yet face collective isolation. The refugee crisis haunts our planet. Children are separated from parents, and the earth begs for our attention. We are in time of universal orphanage. The nature of each other, of our own hearts, take refuge in the fact that we all share this core wound and dilemma. It is normal to fear this card as it haunts the caverns of the soul. When it appears, take time, real time, to be in the presence of the feelings this card stirs in you. Let it humble you. What are you starving for? What is the deepest gift you could imagine giving to others? What has been rejected is quite possibly what is most needed, dear one. I just heard love has been rejected. Love has been rejected because people haven't had love, so they don't understand it when it's given. This time in the world right now is like beautiful, sad, scary, and powerful. It's like a lot going on because it's like a breakdown to build up. It's like the apocalypse and like the new earth. That's what this is right now. That's what's happening in the world. That's what we're envisioning, seeing, experiencing. Okay. The next card here is the Sustainer. Let's see what that says, the Sustainer. Let's see how long it takes me to find this one, right? Sometime, this little tiny book. Oh, didn't take that long. The Sustainer. Contemplate what truly sustains you. Make a list. Notice how simple yet powerful those things are, and spend some time tending them. Abundant, generous, supportive, reliable. Take note of the difference between between maintaining and sustaining. Which action describes your life more accurately? Maintaining for me. Which one describes you better? Maintaining or sustaining? We have to maintain. Once you start sustaining, it's like you're trying to catch up all the time. So it's good to maintain and stay on top of your healing, on top of your flaws that you might notice and that you want to fix about yourself. Because when you're able to see, when you see something about yourself that you want to improve, or how you communicate to people, or how you are a friend, like what type of friend you are, or what type of parent you are, brother, sister, person in society, you know, you're maintaining if you're actually paying attention to yourself that much to know when you want to change something. It's like sustain. It feels like I don't know. Let me see. It says the sustainer, the second archetype in the trio of existence, works behind the scenes, trending to the tasks of life. They cultivate gardens, pay bills, keep the meals warm, and the mouths sweetly fed. The sustainer is at peace in the process of life, knowing there is no start or finish to humble yet meaningful tasks. They have a natural inclination to nourish others, to archive, to preserve Earth's resources, to consider environmental impact, to see their role in the divine cycle of life. Oh, I see where they're going with the concept of being a sustainer. I think both are important, maintaining and sustaining. It's common for the sustainer to become overworked, leading to resentment. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about too. Like, a sustainer has to keep on. It's like they're moving from a place of scarcity because they're like, their energy is so thin because you're like doing so many things. And I feel like as an adult, a lot of us go through that because you're doing so much within one day or just within time, and you could become overwhelmed real quick because it's just like life. Especially if you're someone who truly cares about the well-being of others, your life can become bogged down with so many issues that may not even be your own, some of them, because you end up being like a provider, a caretaker, a teacher, a cook. You have so many hats that your energy is scarce at that point. And I think that's what Spirit wants you to see in this, with this card here. Their tasks aren't glamorous, and therefore the sustainer rarely receives the credit or attention. The sustainer longs to hold things in place so badly, especially relationships, that they resist necessary change. And I think I was saying that like in the beginning of this reading, because sometimes we stick around people that are no longer good for us, but because we hold on to the good in them, and we hold on to the beautiful experiences that we may have had in the past with this person, and just good memories that you kind of like excuse or make excuses, same thing, but you make excuses for this person because you have a love for them. But it's important that you be honest with yourself and know when somebody's broken and when they're trying to break you. When it's time for you to remove yourself from a person, you just have to. There's nothing that you could do regardless of how much you love them. Sometimes the best love is tough love. Stay away from people who are not good for your energy, for your energy field, for your your confidence, your growth, and you're gonna be around people that are gonna try to trigger you, target you, make you feel like less of a person. But that's all because it's like projection most of the time. Because nobody's really out here trying to make people feel bad. I mean, people are. People are out here doing that. But nobody that understands life and understands truth is gonna be out here doing that. You see people that give love and show love, those are the people that understand life. Okay, that's just my point there with that. Where was I? I was where it said they resist necessary change. Take time with this archetype. It is within us all and needs our love. Okay, so we are to be maintainers, not sustainers. If you're able to be really good with time management, or at least practice it, it will help you a great deal. If you have a calendar and you follow it, it helps you because you get things done. If you just kind of just let the day go by and just be doing random stuff, not saying that that's a bad thing, but sometimes you might forget to do things that you really wanted to do or that you felt like you were supposed to do. So if you have a little bit of order, even though the world is not in order, it's chaotic, everything's all over the place, you know, but when you give yourself structure in that way, you cater to maintaining instead of sustaining. And when you start sustaining, you start feeling drained. You start feeling overworked. You start feeling like incapable, to the point where you're just like, forget it, I don't want to do anything anymore. Don't ask me, nobody come to me, I'm done. You know, I'm done, don't talk to me. It starts to give like that type of energy, you know. So Spirit wants you to maintain the ability to care for yourself. Care for yourself enough to let people go, okay? And you don't have to let them go completely, you know. For some of you that celebrate holidays or birthdays, and, you know, some of you don't celebrate, you know, that's fine. You know, everybody has their own thing. But when special times come around where it's likely that people are around family, or just your own little family gatherings, where sometimes families do things on their own. It doesn't even have to be like a holiday, but it's like a holiday for you and your family, because there's events that happen in the family that are for everybody to come together, communicate, you know, with one another. And so it doesn't mean that you have to be like mean to them and like be all stinky winky. you don't gotta do all that. But it's like, just know the distance that needs to be kept under certain circumstances with certain people, to be able to protect and love yourself enough to know that people that are not good for you will be around, and they will call you. They will want you around them. But you'll start to notice, like if you go, you'll notice that your feelings have changed. You don't really feel the same when you're around this person anymore. You'll definitely start to notice things about certain people or a person that you didn't notice before. Because before it was before you grew to the level where you are now. And we all have been there before. We don't just come out the womb knowing all these things. You know, we don't. We don't just pop out knowing. It's not like that. We don't. But over time you learn. And you realize, you recognize things. You recognize people for who they are. Or sometimes you don't. Sometimes people ignore it, you know, and don't really take heed to what they're supposed to be paying attention to. So Spirit just wants to make sure that you're paying attention to the fact that many people around you are hijacked and they don't even know that they are. And like the negative energy works through them to try to target you, using them to try to stop you from shaking things up like you're supposed to. Okay, like you're meant to, I should say. Because supposed and meant to, you know, it's kind of like a thing where, you know, you still have that free will, but it's to take you away from where you're supposed to be going. Distractions. It's a distraction. So try your best not to be distracted. Recognize when you're being attacked. Recognize when you're not feeling the greatest when you're around certain people. And pay attention to when people attempt to try you in a way where it's like, why are you doing that? The more you just really look and pay attention, the more you see. And you're like, and then you know, and it's like, okay, you're not controlling yourself. You don't have control because something is controlling you. And then it's like, okay, I see. And that's just what it is. And because what you're supposed to do about that? Because most times when people do that, they just want you to get mad too. Because they're mad. And you weren't not even mad about anything until you got around this person. And they start to aggravate you and take you out of your element. Sustainer and orphan. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mind. Understand people for who they are and let them be that. You know, you don't try to fight it. And you can't really fight against somebody for being who they are at this moment in time, because they're going through their journey. You know, we all have a journey to go through. And the journey is long. It's long, especially when you don't have like people around you to like, that are like a good influence. It is even harder. It's even more difficult because you're around the toxicity and you become it. You know how like they say, you are what you eat, and birds of a feather flock together. Like if you're in a group of a bunch of people that have committed crimes, regardless of if you've committed a crime or not, if you get caught up, you're going to be looked at as a criminal, even if you didn't do anything, because of who you're with. So it's like, why are you with these people if you're not that? Be around people that are more aligned with you and in alignment with maintaining instead of sustaining. Even though sustaining is, I mean, there's good qualities in sustaining, but it needs a balance. Like both are needed, because you still do have to get things done. Regardless of how much we don't want to do them, sometimes we still have to. But it's really about maintaining and not sustaining. When you maintain, you prevent. It's like a preventative I wanted to say something that didn't come out. It's like a preventative measure. That's what it was supposed to come out, but I got stuck. But it's like preventative. You want to prevent that feeling of feeling overwhelmed. Like for me, as an example, I don't know why I want to bring this up, but it might sound funny. I don't know. Y'all might be like, why she do that? But I cook dinner sometime in the morning and breakfast. Like I cook both. Because I don't know. I've always done that for a long time, because I have little people around me and just my family in general. And I like for it to be done before everybody get hungry, because don't nobody got no time for that. Everybody hungry, like, is the food done? Like, listen, it's not done yet. Nah, but I like it to just be done. Like, oh yeah, it's in the fridge, just go get it. It's just so much easier, you know. It's just like, oh, it's done. It's done. Now I don't always do that, but sometimes I do. And a lot of times when I do is when I know I have some shit to do, you know. So when I know I have something to do, I'm like, okay, let me get that out the way. Let me do that, you know, do a little bit of that and then a little bit of this. And then it's not like overwhelming, because I just did it already when everybody was like asleep and nobody's like trying to talk to me and stuff. Like I could just get it done. And that's just like a tiny example about time management. It's like I heard you get in where you fit in. Like you do certain things at odd hours and you could accomplish so much. I don't know, something about those odd hours where it's quiet. Oh my gosh, you get so much done in those hours. That's a lot of times when I do my schoolwork, when everybody's like, I don't know, sleep. But yeah, I think that's it for this reading. I hope this message does resonate with you. I hope it helps you in some way, shape, or form. You know, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on people too at the same time. Sometimes there's no hope for them. But deep down inside, like, don't lose hope completely. Even though sometimes, you know. But just know when you have to separate yourself. You can still love somebody from a distance, but you don't have to be all up in their face. Especially if they're not acting right. There's no point. What you got to be there for? And why they got to look at you? And why do you have to look at them? You don't. Especially if they're not acting right. Because who want to be around somebody that's being annoying? I don't. And I don't think you do either. We too grown for that. Okay. So yeah. That's all I have to say. And always remember that God is in you and the magic is too. Because you are magic. Much love to you. Bye.